Single-family residential. The backbone of the classic suburb, this is the most common and influential zoning type in North America. Its primary purpose is to create quiet, low-density neighborhoods exclusively for detached, single-family homes. This code strictly regulates everything. It dictates a minimum lot size, how far a house must be set back from the street, and often even where you can park your car. By banning apartments, shops, and offices, it creates a landscape of private yards and car-dependent living. Names vary by city, such as R1, RS, or SF, and many places now allow ADUs, or even duplexes, in former single-family zones after recent reforms. Multifamily residential. Designed for higher density living, this zoning type permits a wide range of housing, from duplexes and townhouses to low-rise apartment buildings and towering residential skyscrapers. These zones are typically located closer to a city's core or along major transit routes. The codes are complex, often specifying the maximum number of units per acre, required parking spaces, and height limits, directly shaping the look and feel of a city's most populated areas. Commercial. This is where you find shops, restaurants, offices, and hotels. The rules for this type are incredibly varied, ranging from small-scale, neighborhood commercial zones that allow for local cafes to massive highway commercial zones that permit big box stores and vast shopping malls. Its main goal is to concentrate economic activity in specific, accessible areas, often separating it from residential life. Industrial. Reserved for making, storing, and shipping goods, industrial zones are home to factories, warehouses, and power plants. They are almost always physically separated from residential areas to protect people from the noise, pollution, and heavy truck traffic associated with these uses. This separation represents the original and most fundamental principle of zoning. Codes often distinguish between light industry, like an assembly plant, data center, or logistics warehouse, and heavy industry, like a steel mill or refinery. Agricultural. Intended to protect land for farming and ranching, this zoning type's main purpose is to prevent suburban sprawl from paving over a region's most productive agricultural land. Agricultural zoning typically requires extremely large minimum lot sizes, sometimes 40 acres or more, making it financially impossible to build dense housing developments. It preserves the open space that feeds our cities and maintains a region's rural character. Institutional. A special zone for the buildings that serve the community, this category includes public schools, universities, hospitals, libraries, and government buildings. These uses are often allowed in or adjacent to residential zones because they are considered essential public services. However, they have their own set of rules governing their scale and impact on the surrounding neighborhood, acknowledging their unique role in civic life. In many cities, these appear as conditional uses within other zones rather than a standalone district. Mixed use. As a direct reaction against the strict separation of other zones, mixed use is a more traditional and increasingly popular approach. This zoning type intentionally allows for a blend of residential, commercial, and office uses, all within the same building or neighborhood. The classic example is apartments above a ground floor shop. The goal of mixed-use zoning is to create vibrant, walkable, 24/7 neighborhoods where people can live, work, and shop without needing a car. Historic preservation. Not a standalone zone, but a special overlay placed on top of another. Its purpose is to protect the architectural and cultural heritage of a specific building or entire district. A historic preservation overlay adds a strict set of rules that can prevent demolition, regulate the types of materials used for repairs, and control any alterations made to a building's facade. It's a powerful tool used to save the character of our most beloved historic places. Common overlays also include floodplain or coastal overlays, airport noise zones, and transit-oriented development overlays. PUD. This zoning type allows for more flexibility and negotiation on large parcels of land. Instead of applying rigid, preset rules, a PUD allows a developer to submit a complete, master-planned project for a new subdivision or a large urban complex. In exchange for this flexibility, the city can negotiate for more public benefits, like extra park space or a wider variety of housing types, creating a more cohesive and custom-designed community. Form-based codes, a radical and increasingly popular alternative to traditional zoning. Instead of regulating the use of a building, what happens inside, form-based codes regulate the building's physical form, or what it looks like from the street. The rules focus on things like building height, sidewalk width, and the placement of windows and doors. The goal is not to separate uses, but to create a predictable and attractive public space, ensuring a walkable, human-scaled streetscape. Many form-based codes organize areas along a rural to urban transect, ranging from T1 for natural areas to T6 for dense urban cores. Incentive. Known as the architecture of deal-making, this tool allows developers to break certain zoning rules in exchange for providing a specific public benefit. The most common example is a height bonus, where a city will allow a developer to build a much taller skyscraper than is normally permitted, but only if they agree to include a public plaza at the base of the building or dedicate a certain percentage of the apartments as affordable housing. Some cities also use transfer of development rights, letting developers buy unused height or density from protected sites. Open space. Representing the zoning of what not to build, these districts are created to protect natural landscapes like parks, forests, steep hillsides, and floodplains from any kind of development. The rules are extremely strict, often prohibiting any construction at all. It is an essential tool for protecting a region's biodiversity, preventing flooding and erosion, and providing citizens with access to nature, reminding us that the most valuable use of some land is to leave it alone. Thanks for watching. Which type of zoning do you think shapes your city the most? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more explainers.